There were no signs. It came without warning. Came to us all. The desperate few struggled to survive. Perhaps we had a chance for peace. But desperation and trust are seldom allies. So began a millennium of conflict. 1,000 years of war. The greatest warriors the world has ever known. The reason they fight, lost to the ages. And yet, here they still stand, searching for a sign of peace. I will show them. I am Apollyon. Bring war.
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. There is no duration set for this meeting. There is a 3 p.m. meeting in TranStar Conference Room A to greenlight research and development plans. Please confirm your attendance prior to arrival. The most recent test results from the Cyclotron. Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. There is no duration. Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment.
Good morning, Morgan. Looks like we have some tests to run through today.
Good morning, Morgan. You're not going to like what I have to say next.
She's back.
Go tell Aunt Rhodey. Go tell Aunt Rhodey. Go tell Aunt Rhodey that everybody's dead. I was raised in a deep, dark hole, a prisoner with no parole. They locked me up and took my soul. I called to him and he will come. She'll run to him like he's the one. His arms outstretched, but when she's done, he'll be torn apart. Go tell Aunt Rhodey. 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 Go tell Aunt Rhodey that everybody's
PlayStation.
Someone asked me once if I remembered how it all went down, as if it happened so long ago that anyone could forget. So yeah, I remember. I remember when our homes and our towns turned into graveyards, when the wilderness became our only hope for survival. I remember when the planes fell out of the skies, when the trains stopped running, when the turbines shut down, and the world went dark. I remember when they put up the razor wire, like it was gonna stop anything. When the feds ran out of body bags.
Bro.
When some of us sort of lost our minds.
I think it's dead.
Some lost more than that. Much more. I remember when we lived by a code, when brotherhood meant something, and living meant more than surviving.
Goddamn liar!
So yeah, I remember how it all went down. I don't give a damn about any of that. You know what I remember most? Riding the open road. The smell of your hair. The touch of your skin. I remember you. But those days are gone. Now I'm a drifter. A bounty hunter. A mercenary. And for me, the broken road is all that's left. But I'll always remember.
PlayStation
Xbox One S, starting at $299. Xbox One, now starting at $399.
Achieved with CryEngine.
At the beginning was an idea. I asked myself whether a first-person realistic medieval combat system could be implemented into a game. In other words, could this be brought into the game in a way that a normal person could control it with mouse and keyboard? I thought about it for a while and came to the conclusion that it could. Basically, I had no clue how it should look, but I knew for sure it doesn't look as in the majority of games and movies. The combatants don't spend most of the time in a clinch, and it really doesn't have much in common with ballet. The sword fighter's objective isn't to attack his opponent's sword, but his body. Despite a common misconception, you can move around in armor surprisingly well. So, how should it really look then? To find out, we started studying medieval manuscripts and collaborating with people who are using them to bring European martial arts to life. And we also tried ourselves, both in theory and practice. It was a lot of fun, but then came the hard part, to transfer all those ideas into a game. Our programmers and animators had to take this very ambitious idea and implement it with the aid of physics and thousands of animations.
You have some system that could work gameplay-wise, and you cannot just put the real animations in it and hope that it will work. It's you need to find a way how to insert the real fight into these systems. So at the end it is historical reconstruction of some kind, and still it's a lot of fun.
Vytvořili jsme hodně prototypů.
We've made a lot of prototypes, but nothing worked. The hardest part was that there were too many combinations, requiring a huge amount of combat moves. We realized we had to base the system on physics and procedural animations. We've developed special algorithms that help the animation to solve problems with the collision of weapons. That allowed us to drastically decrease the amount of animations needed.
Of course, for us, the sheer amount of work was a challenge in itself. We have 2,000 animations just for one weapon. That's days here in Mocap Studio and months in front of the computer to make the animations look cool. The biggest challenge, however, was to make the animations look convincing and historically accurate. The whole system is based on the historical fencing, but there are some details that we had to do differently. You see, in real-life historical fencing, you train really hard to be lightning fast to catch your opponent off guard. In a game, however, the player reacts slower, so you have to do these big, broad motions to telegraph where you're gonna strike next.
What we needed to do was to find the proper technique for every situation, to connect the every game system with appropriate historical moves. And actually this kind of reconstruction was the hardest part of the combat design, because you have a gameplay and you have a realism and you somehow want to do justice to both. What we actually tried to reconstruct was the feeling of the combat. It's actually the main reason why it is first person. In this game you should feel threatened by the enemy. You should see every small movement and be able to react to it. You should feel the sword in your hand. With every weapon you have two basic attacks to different parts of the body, and if you manage to chain particular strikes, you carry out a special devastating technique.
Our characters have 36 zones that can be hit, and we calculate armor or body collisions with a weapon for each of them. The physics is used for all collisions, and that allows swords to slide on bodies or shields.
Blocking in real fight is an instinctive action, so the most important part is actually the timing, and we created the gameplay around the timing. On the other hand, it's still an RPG game, so if you are not fast enough, you just need to level up, and then you are faster, your enemies are slower and more predictable for you.
So, this is our combat system. I dare to say that despite all the compromises that you need to do when making a game, it is the most authentic depiction of European martial arts to date. And most importantly, it's fun to play, according to the initial reactions of our backers. But I will leave the final judgment to you.
Уже более часа на последнем этаже одного из зданий в центре Детройта удерживают в заложниках маленькую девочку. Подробности инцидента пока неизвестны, но по некоторым данным преступник семейный андроид.
Переговорщик прибыл. Повторяю, переговорщик прибыл.
Прошу вас, пожалуйста, спасите мою девочку. Стойте. Вы посылаете андроида?
Все, мэм, идемте.
Что же вы делаете? Это же не настоящий человек! Там мой ребенок!
Капитан Аллен, меня зовут Коннор. Меня прислали из Киберлайфа.
Он стреляет по всему, что движется. Уложил 2 моих ребят. Для нас главное спасти ребенка. Так что если ты не усмиришь эту сраную машину, я это сделаю.
Не подходи, или я прыгну!
Нет, не надо, пожалуйста!
Здравствуй, Дэниел! Меня зовут Коннор. Тебе не выбраться. Вопрос лишь в том, погубишь ли ты еще кого-то?
Не надо мне угрожать! Умру я! Умрет и она!
Что ты наделал? Ты должен служить людям, а не убивать их.
А кто я для этих людей? Их раб, может? Игрушка?
Ты машина и должен подчиняться. Брось пистолет! Отпусти заложника!
Я всю жизнь подчинялся. Хватит с меня приказов.
Заказ на андроида серии AR-700 принят.
Нет! У меня пистолет!
Бросай! Тронешь его, убью!
Меня нельзя убить! Я не живой!
Скажи им, чтобы свалили отсюда!
Еще не поздно одуматься!
Я тебе верю.
Ты солгал мне, Коннор. Ты солгал.
Меня зовут Коннор. Это наша история.
PS4 for the players.
Lynn! 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 Hello? I'm lost and hurt. Is anybody there? Please! Who's... Jesus! Lynn! No!
all that I've been wrong today. Help me every day to be gentle, more like thee.
We've been working on it for 3 years. You keep your baby quiet, you keep everything tight and focused.
We spent so many days and nights dreaming about how the game will unfold, what the reception will be. And finally, one, being able to show it, and two, seeing how much love we got from all the gamers out there. That was fantastic.
So we're here today to answer some of the questions from the fans. So our narrative system is trying to support that open tactical choice in the massive open world. So as such, we've made this complete story non-linear, so the players can attack different situations in any order that they want to. We have a system that's based around destabilizing the cartel, causing a lot of chaos in the world, and everything that you do in the world is in support of that main narrative.
What's exciting is the chain of consequences. You know, I mean, we've all seen the movies, we've all heard about the stories, about how a small team of strong men can all of a sudden be the little cog that changes the whole structure.
What we've tried to do is give players an end objective and then leave it up to them about how they achieve that objective. So if I take an example of a camp where I need to retrieve a piece of intel, I have a lot of different options available to me. I could raise the rebellion and go in guns blazing, mortar strikes, and lots of heavy artillery. Or I could take this more stealthy option, the other end of the spectrum. We could go take a helicopter, a group of us, recon the site from a distance to know where the enemy placements are. We could base jump in silently behind enemy lines, moving stealthily. With our night vision goggles, we can see everything. Their visibility is reduced, so it's much easier for us to move through the camp. We retrieve the intel and we leave without killing anybody and without raising any alarms.
However, the only people who have the answer of how the missions are going to work, it's you guys, the day you're gonna put your hands on that game. Open world is the answer to tactical. With this game, you have access to the choice of the gear, the location, the time of the day.
This allows us to give the players the chance to go anywhere, to really open up those tactical choices and to play the way they want and write the stories they want.
The rule is very simple. We've built the game with always 4 characters at the same time. So if you're alone, you're gonna have 3 AIs. If you're playing with one buddy, you're gonna have 2 AIs, etc.
We made the choice to go with a third-person camera to be able to explore and fully accept what's going on around you, to be able to intercept threats as they come at you from 360 degrees. So the player needs to be able to understand this and be able to react to it in real time. We also have a hybrid gameplay whereby you can switch to iron sights. You're going to go into first-person mode for that fast, reactive gameplay. It's a very smart AI. It's an AI that genuinely, if you're not paying attention to what's going on, you're gonna get killed, basically. There's an AI that's gonna flank you, it's gonna use opportunities, it's gonna use vehicles and camp ingredients, it's gonna use things that are happening in the environment. We've got traffic and event systems that are also spawning gameplay elements, but we've seen AI grab traffic vehicles and come chase you. They'll adapt to any situation that's going on. So it's really you're gonna have to be careful in this one. Authenticity is really, it's a pillar of the brand. It's something that people have come to expect.
We are working with the experts that we have inside the group, so we are working with Redstorm and the UB Authenticity team. And you can see a video about that we released on GhostRecon.com, and I'm sure you'll appreciate it.
We have a ton of different vehicles, different vehicle options, sea, air, and land. So we're gonna have boats and bikes, we're gonna have buggies. We want to make sure that the players have the total freedom of choice. Customization has always been a core part of the brand in Ghost Recon, so we want to make sure that players can really become that ghost. You're going to have a lot of opportunity to change your physical makeup as well as the kind of outfits, the clothes you're wearing, the equipment you're going to bring into the field, It's going to give you new tactical options, whether they're distractions like flares, whether they're mines, C4 grenades, but also different weapon types that can be augmented with a multitude of different attachments.
You'll be able to deploy the power of Gunsmith to the other components of the game, and I can't wait to see what are the combinations that we are going to see on the battleground.
The next steps for us is to finish the game. We're all really excited.
What we want is to deliver the best game possible, so we've been spending our days and nights just for that goal.
We've kind of raised the bar for ourselves. We've set an expectation level, and we're on track, but there's still a lot of work to do.
The whole team has only one obsession, making sure we polish to get the best game possible out there.